welcome to another Off the Charts episode. This is the episode 9th. After a 2 weeks long hiatus, we actually touched upon that in the last podcast that Arshad, he was getting married. He actually got married. And then we planned to record another podcast on Monday, but he left on Tuesday because of what's happening, the flight's cancellation. So it was all of a sudden move for him. And then we could not record the podcast. But it's been interesting 2 weeks.
So as you can imagine, on Tuesday night, we had to fly out because of the flight disruptions and stuff. So we had to pack in a rush. I hadn't done a lot of the preparation that was required for the wedding. So like we had 3 events. One of the events was the vow ceremony, and I didn't get a shirt yet. I had to buy my shoes, my belt, my cufflinks. It was a bit of a blunder. So as much as we wanted to record on Monday, it was practically impossible. But all things done, the wedding went through. We were both off from the podcast for 2 weeks. I think Jai was also off from like trading for about a week, maybe.
A few days, maybe 2-3 days. So I traveled to Sri Lanka on 17th until the 23rd. 17th, I did not trade. It was a Monday. I traded Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think. And Friday, I did not trade. But I was green all 3 days, which is like not a lot of money, but green.
Yeah. It was. I think it was still in a phase. We'll come to the trading bit in a bit. But yeah, it was still tricky back then. I think the market's a bit better now. But yeah, back to the wedding. So I had to fly out on the 10th of March. My initial plan was to fly out on the 17th. And we had to like change our plans a lot. We just if you remember from the prior episodes, we just got a puppy, Alfie, and he's just 3.5 months old now. And yeah, we had to like leave him for a lot longer than we wanted to or liked to, or even, like it was pretty painful. We missed him a lot, but that really threw a spanner in the works for us. But again, it was certain uncontrollable conditions. You just have to adapt and you have to move. So we left on the 10th. My wife and we flew down to Bombay because we just wanted to be in a position where no matter what, we knew the wedding would go forward. And at the time, we didn't know whether the airspace would shut, be open, whatever. Like it was still very early on in the...
Very iffy, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a bit scary situation for us as well. We had a flight on 17th and on 16th, most of the flights got cancelled. So we were also like 16, that thing happened.
Yeah, I remember.
So most of the flights got cancelled, and we were also like, we might not be able to travel on 17th, but fortunately both our to and fro flights were successful. And
everything worked out exactly how it was meant to in the end, but in the moment it was a bit stressful.
Yeah.
So yeah, my wife and we flew out to Bombay on the 10th, and we did the wedding prep from there. If you're Desi, then you know that Indian weddings have a whole bunch of pre-marriage prep, pre-wedding prep rather. There's Sangeet performances for the Sangeet event.
But I would say your wedding was a mix of Indian and Western.
It was.
It wasn't very Indian. If it was like very Indian, you would have spent 2 months in India.
Yeah, and then I guess don't shit on me for saying this, but I feel like at least in our generation, maybe the ritual bits are a bit more boring. So we didn't want to do it that way. We wanted to make it our own. We wanted to have the wedding we sort of envisioned. And let me just say, the wedding turned out far better than we could have ever
I'm going to talk about... people need my review, not your review. Yeah. Like, it was your wedding.
But even from my perspective, of course, when you are the bride and the groom, you sort of don't get to experience all the aspects of a wedding because you're pretty much involved in the pre-event preparation. And there's photography for a couple hours. There's makeup and this and getting ready and a lot of things that sort of take you away from the actual action of being there with your guests and spending time with them. Getting to like meet family after so many years, getting to meet friends you've not met for so many years. So we weren't part of a good part of that. But even in spite of that, I can still say that the wedding was so much better than we could have ever dreamt of. It brought to life so many emotions. So we planned everything we could, but what you can't plan for in an emotional event like a wedding is the emotions. Because you don't realize how deep it's going to hit when you're in that moment. And I don't know if you guys will ever get to see the footage from the wedding, but a lot of tears were shed. A lot of hearts were filled. The love in the air essentially was just immense. Everyone got along. Friends, family who have never met before, they were bonding like crazy. And it was a beautiful spectacle.
I remember his very first sentence of vow ceremony, he started crying. And then I remember the second sentence, he was just crying. It's been like 3 minutes. He's not able to speak his vows. And then he was like, you're going to be here for a while. That was funny. So from my perspective, it was hands down the best wedding of my life. And I think that was partly due to the reasons that he only had close family and friends. In total, how many people?
57 showed up, yeah.
57. And at the end, everyone knew each other kind of thing, right? Usually, and that's why I said it was a mix of Indian and Western wedding. Nothing against any wedding. Indian weddings are also really, really fun. But I would say an Indian wedding, as for the bride and groom and the close friends, if you know the other person, that's fine. But one complaint I get from the Indian wedding, specifically from bride and groom, is like we have to smile for people we don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have been to Indian weddings, my cousins, a lot of family friends, wherever, they have the same complaint. The bride and groom, they don't enjoy a lot. They are like, we just have to keep smiling because instead of 56 or say 15, 20 photos with people, they have to take 300, 400 photos.
Yeah.
And they are just smiling the whole day. At the end, they are so fed up of taking photos. They're like, they have to smile so bad that I have got a few complaints. People complain, the bride and
I
groom.
got a cheek workout.
Yeah, so it's like my cheek hurt. So I can't smile anymore because I'm tired of smiling. But your wedding, I think everything worked out perfectly. It was the best wedding of my life, as I told you. And the experience was really good. We also made a lot of friends. People got to know me as well because we are working on the business that we talked about on the podcast. It's called, did we mention the name yet in the podcast?
The?
Vexa.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can mention the name now.
Yeah,
it's called
it's
Vexa.
about time.
It's about time. Vexa, we are launching the beta version this next week. And then we launch maybe in the next, say, May or June.
I think we'll try and launch earlier with the way AI is ramping up. Of course, we'll get into this in a bit in the podcast as well. But yeah, with the way things are ramping up very quickly, I don't think we want to rush the product, but I feel like the product is also quite ready.
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been almost a year.
It's
now.
almost been a year.
We started like August, September. We started working on it in
Ideation,
October.
yeah.
Idea was
started
August.
September, August, and then we began the actual work.
And we are like in April now, almost April. So it's been a year.
It's been a good
now.
amount of time.
Yeah. So it's been, So we have been working a lot behind the scenes. And in this podcast, again, I think the next podcast is going to be about AI. People are waiting about AI.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that I'm going to talk about AI, but let's come back to the wedding for a second. And from my experience, my point of view and my wife's point of view, it was actually amazing. And the location, I don't know if he allows me to post a picture. Like, I'm going to post picture that I took. I took the picture I took of the wedding location. I just want to show them the location.
Yeah.
The vow ceremony behind the ocean, actually really amazing. That photo I took, I posted it on my stories. You guys also loved it. It's a candid, but they also have the photographer's pictures as well. Those pictures are much better. But yeah, I mean, everything was perfect. And I got drunk the very first night. The second night, I think I still drank a bit, but the first night was actually the best night for me.
Yeah.
The second vow ceremony was really good. Second night, I was just a bit tired. I think I'm too old now, but I was very tired. The first night, I danced.
Yeah.
And
I got to see Jay dancing at 3 a.m. Like, when does that happen?
There was a meme going on that I dance like a penguin. I look like a penguin when I dance, but I actually did pretty good.
Yeah.
And there were a few songs that other people actually danced on. I know the steps. There was like one song from back in like when I was like in high school or school, and we had some sort of thing. I practiced that step a lot. And when they did that step, I felt like jumping in, but I did not know those people because that was the very first night.
Yeah.
And I was like, it might look a bit rude. Nah, it's like, I don't remember the name of the movie now, but it's like that step. I can't even sing the song, like this step.
I don't know what step this is.
It's like, which I think Kahona Pyare movie.
Oh, Iqbal Ke Jeena?
Iqbal Ka Jeena. Yeah. So that step, I actually know that step. I can do it now.
You should have jumped on stage when they were performing.
I know it by heart. And I wanted to jump on the stage. I was like drunk, happy high. I was like, usual me without any drinks, I won't dance. But because I was happy high, they were doing that step. I could have done that step better than them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are watching this video or not. I actually don't know them. But now I know them. The very first night it was new. The second morning we all like gelled together. But I was like, should I jump in? I can do that step better than them because it's like childhood practice. I remember. It's like your subconscious mind. It remembers. Would it have been like decent to jump on?
Yeah, you could have. I mean, it was pretty, like the whole point of the wedding was just free flowing.
Too late now.
Now it's too late, of course. But yeah, you could have.
But yeah, everything was amazing. I danced. And how was my dance according to you?
It was good. I feel like as a group, we did not practice enough. But considering that, I think it went off pretty well.
And that's why everyone was just having fun on the stage. And I don't care. A lot of people were not dancing. Like if you look at the dance step, technically speaking, If you look at the fundamentals and technicals of the market, technically speaking, the steps were not that good. They were not dancing really well. But if the person who is dancing, if that person is actually having fun,
Yeah.
everything just looks good.
I feel like dancing is a lot just about the energy you bring to the stage.
Yeah.
You can make anything look good if you just bring like flair, if you bring energy, you bring vibes, it can look good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was perfect. The wedding was perfect. Let's now jump on to it's been like 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes now. So yeah, it was actually really good. I won't ever forget about this wedding. Really good. And thanks for inviting
I'm
us.
glad, no, like of course. But I'm glad because I think the review we got from all family members, friends, everyone who came was just that you go to weddings but you don't feel the emotions of a wedding. You don't feel like the love. And I feel like the overwhelming review was not only was the wedding planning, the entire decor and all aspects of the wedding beautiful, but it was also the emotions. And
Yeah.
you can't put a price on that. So to speak.
Everything was perfect.
Also,
I'm
before we
telling you.
move on, I don't know if this will or will not help. We had the best wedding planners, Cherish Luxury Weddings in Sri Lanka. If you want to plan a wedding in Sri Lanka, please go to them. I cannot say enough good things about them.
Yeah, the planners actually were really good. It actually seemed like when you look at them, they were like trying to just have a good wedding. They
Yeah.
were like just involved in every aspect
Yeah,
of the wedding,
yeah.
which was really good to see as well. And he had to actually change the wedding planner
Yeah.
3 months before the actual wedding because the prior wedding planner was really bad
I
experience
can say
for
his
you
name
guys.
on the podcast and be like, don't go for this.
Yeah,
guy.
don't say the name, but it's okay. The prior wedding planner, the previous wedding planner, he was trying to plan it for the past 6 months, did not work
More
out.
than that, yeah, but like terrible.
But the new wedding planner within 3 months had the best wedding
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
of my life and of only one wedding.
One wedding for me.
For your life. But one wedding, the wedding, I mean, you're going to visit more weddings. You're
Yes.
going to experience more weddings,
Yeah.
but it's going to be very hard to beat
Yeah,
this
it's
wedding
going to be
experience.
core memories for life. When I go to my grave at the end of my life, I will still be thinking about how beautiful and how emotional.
And it was an
was.
expensive wedding as well. Let's
It
not
was.
touch base about the expensive. It was an expensive wedding, but again, I would say for the number of people, the expense was similar to an Indian wedding. But
Yeah.
for that expense, you can incorporate like 500 people. And in an Indian wedding, you did less people, but the experience was
No,
10 times more.
Indian like weddings can be quite expensive. So
Yeah.
I think it was more expensive than what an Indian wedding would cost for such few people, but maybe this cost would sort of amount to a 200% Indian wedding.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for the wedding that came
Yeah,
out from.
everyone had fun. So we came back from the wedding on 23rd morning. You came back 25th morning.
25th
So
morning.
this Monday, I was back in front of my desk. This Monday, let's talk about trading now. And the market started moving, finally.
Just to that.
Chase that. But again, I talked about that on my Instagram Reels as well, that because the market has been shit for so long, it's very difficult to gain your confidence and trust back in the market.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm struggling with. I had a nice green week. I have been green for the past like 3 days on vacation, 4 days, Monday to Thursday. Friday, I lost money. Yesterday, I lost money. But that was again because of Lightspeed Trader, $2,000 stop loss. So we will talk about that because of my backtesting, SPY. So I will be releasing a main channel video, which is coming out on Wednesday, which is apparently a 1st of April. So it's not April Fool, but that video is coming out on Wednesday
Or
on my
is it?
main channel.
Or is it an April Fool's video?
It's not an April Fool's video, but like I might actually release it on 2nd. People might actually think it's an April Fool video and they might not watch it.
I think you should, at the end of the video, make some like really outlandish claim announcement, and that can be the April Fool's joke. But the rest of the video can be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, the videos are going to be really good. And I think there's a lot of interest from a lot of viewers on my Instagram about AI and trading. And my AI bot is actually live. So yesterday that
Your
bot,
AirBots live?
I mean, demo account,
Oh, okay.
live on demo account.
Yeah.
So it had a lot of bugs. So I fixed the bugs. So there were like a few issues. The bot was not executing the trades. So I asked my agent to actually look at the bots and have a proper logging every second, whatever the bot does, so that we can see what actually
Yeah.
happened. That logging actually broke the bot. It did not work. And then the next day it was like, because of what we did the prior day, the logging, there were like print statements, 173 print statements, something broke. And now it's fixed. So yesterday, my bot shorted Tesla because of opening range break. That is the second strategy I'm working on. And it was actually up $100 by the end of the day.
Yeah.
$100 with the risk of $100, 1 hour trade. But still, it's still holding the position. Now, why it's holding the position, that's another bug.
Yeah.
It should close
I was
the
thinking because
position.
you should have like an exit at 3:55
And apparently
PM.
I fixed it. So it was like by the close of the day, it's gonna exit the position. It did not exit
Make
the
it
position.
3:55 PM.
And that's why people like, I posted about it on my Instagram reels. The comments were amazing. It's one of the it's like 800 comments on that video because
Damn.
on that reel.
No way.
I said that comment the word Flux. I'm going to send out the link once the video releases. It's 800 comments, but I think half of the comments are mine because I reply back.
Okay. Yeah.
So the bot replies back. So it's like 420 comments on that video. So that's why
That's
there's a
still
lot of
insane.
interest for this YouTube video. People want to incorporate AI. Personally, me, when we had this chat, I would say a year ago, I was against AI. I was like, AI won't take over trading. But my mindset has changed recently because of how smart these AI models are getting every freaking day. If not every freaking day, every freaking week. The new features are coming in every day almost, but the models are getting smarter every few weeks. And from then to now, I am willing to change what I think about AI and how AI is being used in trading now, because you can see that from the price action. I talked about this a lot more in my new video, but the price action has changed.
Right.
There's no panic on the tape. I have talked about that. There's no confidence on the tape because the AI bots, they don't trade based on emotions. Earlier, say 6 months ago, when the market pushes up, you see confidence on the tape. When the market pushes down, you see panic on the tape. Even during the tariff sell-off in April 2025, there was panic. This sell-off, the market is down 10% from all-time highs approximately. Panic is not there. It's a nice, grindy, orderly price action.
Which
on SPY
is
as well.
good to trade if you're not a momentum trader or if you're a bot, because then you just wait for your profit target, you wait for your stop loss, and you just hold quietly. And that's the thing that I've realized with AI, especially now more than ever, because we've come off a period where being disciplined as a trader was so important, and it's not always easy to keep your emotions in check. Having an AI bot today, I'd say before AI, when you had an algorithm trading for you, it was very logical based, right? So like you enter fixed criteria, entry parameters, exit parameters, market conditions to execute trades on, and it would work that way. But with the way AI is gone currently, AI has this brain of its own. You can almost design your own LLM that keeps learning from itself. It has like this MD file, a markdown file, which essentially keeps key points that it notes over the trading sessions, and it learns from its experiences trading the market. So essentially what you're doing is you're building an LLM that has history of trades taken, the market context, what's happening, how do you understand what market sentiment is, and it executes based on that. So it's not going to be 100% logic based anymore. It doesn't have to be, because the market is ever changing, right? So when you have a market that's ever changing, having a fixed profit target or a fixed stop loss, it doesn't always work. You might need multiple different algorithms to execute on different type of market conditions. But when you have an LLM or you have an AI algorithm, that's ever learning. So it adapts intraday. You don't need to like have fixed logic, so to speak. You can have a baseline logic, and you can let the AI make those decisions for you to change its stop loss. Maybe it needs a wider stop loss one day. Maybe it needs a tighter stop loss one day. Maybe it's an ideal market condition to size up or size down. And those kind of decisions, the AI is now smart enough to make for itself.
So I'm going to talk a lot about this. Like, as you were talking about this, I had so much to add. But I think I need a well-defined workflow first, what I want to speak, because it's so much. It's like 6 weeks.
Endless.
I have been on my OpenClaw agents for the past, I actually show it on my YouTube video as well. Since the day I got my Mac Mini, I haven't turned it off because my life depends on it. So when I went to Sri Lanka, I told him as well, I had all the systems in place that if the power goes off, that doesn't happen in Dubai, but because of the recent situation, it might happen. I told the maid that actually lives with our dog, not to turn it off. Like, if you turn it off, turn it on the same time. And I set up like, if the power goes off, it automatically comes back on. And if it comes back on, it's automatically locks in as the user. I set so many safeguards in place that if I'm on vacation, if anything shit goes south, it automatically comes back on.
Okay, before you continue, I want to just make this point so that we can revisit it later. I want to discuss what's happening with the world and our dependency increasing on AI. Like, can you go back to a life without your OpenClaw? We'll continue this conversation after you finish.
Yeah, I'm going to answer this question after my workflow. So I think I'm releasing that video on Wednesday, 1st of April, ideally, or 2nd of April. I actually want to have a chat with my agent. So every time I think about something, I'm like, my agent knows. because my OpenClaw, I have optimized it so much because I have a bit of IT background as well. So everything is so organized is that my AI agent, her name is Quill, that is responsible for the content.
Yeah.
Flux now is actually the most popular AI agent apparently online after Jarvis, I think, because of the comments, 400 comments Flux, talking about Flux. My AI
Flux
agent
is the
Flux.
AI bot, right?
Yeah,
The
it's
trading
the
bot.
AI agent. It's the AI agent and the AI agent created the bot. So Flux is the agent I have a chat with.
Okay, yeah.
So he knows everything about trading. He backtests everything. He has the data, everything. Workspace is optimized. Quill is my social media manager.
Yeah.
So she looks after the social media content. And Quill actually did an in-depth research, maybe 30, I would say, not for like for 30 minutes a few weeks ago. I told her to research online, YouTube, podcast, everything from Mr. Beast, the top content creators, and develop a strategy based on my YouTube analytics to grow my channel and to grow my Instagram. So now Quill has saved those files as the MD files, research files. So every time, every Sunday, she just adds and appends to that file
Yeah.
based on how my channels are doing and how to grow that channel. Earlier, this was a social media marketing manager job, which you have to pay $3,000-4,000 a month. So now Quill is handling that for me. So now, because of that, my content was also increasing a lot, is gaining traction as well on Instagram Reels. As I mentioned, that was Quill's idea. Is that Quill was like, I was okay. Give me ideas to how to grow my channel. Quill was like, you have been using OpenClaw for the past 6 weeks. And there's a lot of interest I can see. People online, they want to automate their trading. People are like, how are you actually using OpenClaw to make money? Everyone is talking about OpenClaw, Cloud Code, whatever, AI
Yeah,
in
because at the
general.
end of the day, if you're investing your time in setting up a tool like OpenClaw, it has to be either benefiting you in tangible or non-tangible ways, and ideally it should be monetary in nature. Like you want it to help you grow your financial situation essentially.
I think there are two steps about it. First is how can AI save you money, and how it can make
Can
you
also
money.
make a great point. And I feel like when you started off in the first initial 2 weeks, you were also a bit hesitant. Like, I don't know if I'm going to keep this Mac Mini. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. But now 6 weeks later, I think you are also directly seeing tangible growth in your social media platforms, for example, in your potential for building AI trading bots. You have like a pre-market bot that gives you like full pre-market analysis, saving you maybe like 30-40 minutes
He's
of
jealous
time.
of that.
I'm jealous of a lot of things, but like this, I feel like you're now finally being able to see the tangible benefits of having your 10 personal assistants.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I don't want to talk a lot about AI. We have already talked about a lot about AI. It's been 15 minutes now. But in the YouTube video, it's very orderly. And just a sneak peek, I talk about the mission control. It's actually really good. I have modified it since the last time I showed you. It actually updates the camera levels the same night itself automatically based on the prior levels. For trading view, both of us, we have to wait until the pre-market. So now every night at 11:30 p.m. EST, it automatically grabs the data from Tesla and all the watch list stocks, including SPY and QQQ. It also has a logic that it's going to use regular hours for SPY and QQQ, and it's going to use the extended hours for all the other tickers, individual names, because that's how we trade, camera pivots. And that's how the bot trades as well. And then it gets the 1 minute data, refreshes the data. Using that 1 minute, it's going to calculate 5 minutes and daily chart as well. And then I have a camera level CSV that upgrades every night. It took me a while to reach to that stage, right? To get to that stage, there were a lot of hit and trial errors.
That's where your experience comes in on having like baseline knowledge on how do you organize systems like this.
Yeah.
If you just throw a shitty prompt at AI and expect it to like get this immensely beautiful workflow.
AI slop.
You'll get AI slop, right? You need to know how these systems work to get, at least in the stage we're at currently with AI, like you still need to give it a good prompt with enough information so that it can do it right.
Yeah, it doesn't organize files. That's what I feel like. Even for the first 2-3 weeks, my files were all over the place. So now if I look at the workspace, or Quill has her own workspace, Flux is going to have his own workspace, everything is organized. So even if like people are saying OpenClaw, Cloud Code is doing a lot of features similar to OpenClaw, I would say there's no comparison yet. OpenClaw is something completely else. Cloud Code is trying to catch up, but OpenClaw is like unhinged. I can ask it to do anything. With Cloud Code, there are a lot of barriers. You can't do this, you can't do that.
Because it's
privatized.
It's private. It's not like open source where you can just like fly off the
So
handle.
I can't replace, as of now, I can't replace OpenClaw with Cloud Code. Maybe in future, I would like
They're
to
working
replace.
towards it, so.
Yeah. And then because my workspace is organized, it's going to be easier for me to move over to Cloud Code. But I showed them the mission control as well. I have a website that I can log in. Then I have a private VPN network network set up so that I can even access it from my phone, but you guys can't access it because it's a private VPN. Don't try. Don't try to. But whatever, I have to work on the security a lot more as well because of how OpenClaw is doing.
Be saying these things.
But they actually keep updating OpenClaw as well, so that's fine. But at the moment, even if you access my OpenClaw, like it's okay. What are you gonna do with it? It's like nothing. But the thing is, at the end, then the mission control updates every night with the camera levels. Then I have a workflow, like I have a page that is connected to my Interactive Brokers API. So I can see the orders it's filling, the active strategies, the in research strategies, the archive strategies. And then I talk about one of the strategy in the YouTube video. It's very orderly YouTube video. I can't do it right now because YouTube video was like well-defined, scripted, so that I know what I'm talking about. And that's why once you watch that video on this Wednesday, 1st of April or 2nd of April, then the following episode, the next episode, I'm going to talk a lot about AI because that's going to be a good starting point.
Yes, that's almost like going to be a series, as you would call it. And that first episode is like the blueprint of how do you, it might be specific to your strategy, but it could be a blueprint for how do you create the workflow, the systems in place for any strategy, essentially. You can use the same principles to expand on the trading board.
Yeah. And that's why I said there are two ways. OpenClaw is saving me money in the sense that I was using Linktree. I'm not using it anymore. I was using a lot of other things like open an app, you have to pay for it. So now all my YouTube videos are deep linked via links.jawtrades.com.
Yeah.
That's what AI did for me. So they are saving me money on Linktree, which was $15 a day, $15 a month, sorry. A lot of other things, like I can't remember on the top of like ManyChat, which I'm still using, but there's a replacement for that as well. So I can develop my own sort of ManyChat. And the Instagram reel scheduling. Metricool is a good example. I don't need it now because my agent Quill, she's handling the posting and scheduling. So a lot of these things where you used to pay a different SaaS business, you don't have to pay anymore.
You're seeing the effects in the market, and these are very real effects.
Like, so this is the saving aspect.
Yeah.
And then making money aspect is that my bot made $1,600 demo money at the moment because I still told you guys there are bugs. It did not exit the Tesla position. So I'm going to go home and have a chat. Why did not you exit the Tesla position?
This is like, I want to reassure you to let you know that this is perfectly normal for when you're building any sort of algorithm, be it AI or logic based. You do need to have this phase of like, running it on the demo account to fish out the bugs, to fish out the logic, make sure everything's working smoothly. So it's totally normal, but this is on the right track to getting to that stage where you run it live with real money. And it's very exciting.
And that's why I have so many comments on my Instagram. Everyone is happy. There were like a few comments and negative comments like stick with you. And the comment is like, you are making thousands of dollars USD from your own trading account. Why are you posting about this demo account trading? I'm like, because I'm sharing my journey. But then he was like, why not just trade real money? I'm like, when I started posting on YouTube, I was losing money. So I was sharing my journey, similar to me trading. When I started trading in 2019, I started posting on YouTube. I always wanted to post online. And this started 15 years ago. I told you maybe those videos are unlisted at the moment. You guys can't see it, but I wanted to be a fitness influencer. Yeah. I had 2 videos. They actually got good views, 3,000, 4,000 views. How to cook macro-friendly chicken. And if you, that was released in say 2012 or 13.
I've not seen this video, although I now want to see this video.
It's unlisted. It's like no one can watch it.
Share the link after the podcast.
Yeah. So it's not even unlisted, like it's private, something like that. So people can't watch it even with the link, but I can send you, and I'm so cringe. But this is just me back in 2013, because now when I reflect upon it as an adult now, I always wanted to share my journey.
Yeah.
If I'm doing fitness, I wanted to share my journey. I just had this urge to share my journey, to grow my following, to be an influencer per se, but just about sharing my journey and developing my own brand sort of thing. So when I started trading in 2019, that's how I started. I started posting on X and my YouTube when I was not making money. I was losing money. I was just like, I'm doing something new. It might lead to something. And it actually led to a lot of things. We meeting each other, a lot of things. And I used to post on X as well. If you go on my Twitter back then, I remember I posted that I have an issue of trading the first 5 minutes. I always lose money. I'm a shit trader. I used to abuse myself in 2019.
Yeah.
I still do, but in 2019, that was publicly. I was not making money. So answering that comment, I told him that I shared my journey. It's not like I was profitable since day one. No, I was not.
I also want to say one more thing about the comment. It's a very short-sighted approach. Like the purpose of showing the demo account is not about making real money or fake money. It's about the potential that you're building over here. Because yes, it's on a demo account because that's a process. You have to test these things out thoroughly before you launch on a real account.
And I'm going to go live.
Exactly.
I am going to go live.
The goal is to go live, to scale up on a profitable algorithm that you're building. and that's the end goal, right? Like
Share your journey with algo. He had an algo journey that he still has that algo,
Yeah.
and I think you can work on it again once we are done with Vexa.
absolutely. And this
I'm
was
also working on algo, so I'm going to share it with him as well. So once that strategy is profitable, I'm going to share it with him so that he can trade his own account as well. So we can share with each other. I can share with you guys as well. I'm open to sharing, but share your journey now. How was your journey a year ago, and how the new AI models can change that?
I started building algos back in March of 2025. This was before I think Cloud Code was even good. I remember explicitly trying to use ChatGPT, and other than ChatGPT, I don't think there was any other model that was decent. But I found that ChatGPT was not doing the job for me, so I was actually using Grok's AI model,
I remember.
and I thought that was the best coding model at the time. And I think from the research I had done at the time, it was at that time, which was March 2025. But yeah, it took me like, I'd say a solid 2-3 months to just get the baseline logic right, because AI back then was just hallucinating so much, and it was so hard to get a usable piece of code that was reliable. But you put in 3 months of work and you flush out the bugs, you run it on paper, you run it on back tests, you do the due diligence that's required, and I was able to get a decently usable algorithm
It was making money.
that
at
I
first.
used, and it was working. So if it was possible back then in March 2025, we're now in March 2026, and AI has come such a long way. And honestly, we're working on Vexa right now, but if I had any free time, it would be going towards making another algorithm. And honestly, I also have been doing that on the side. So the potential is there. AI is your best friend at this point, and anything is essentially possible. So again, going back to that comment, I feel like it rubbed me the wrong way, because it's not about live versus demo. It's about the potential. And you cannot be so short-sighted to say that, oh, you make money trading live, so why are you paper trading? I'm not paper trading because that's what I want to do forever. I'm paper trading to flush out the bugs, to make this foolproof, to like be able to run it live and scale it up and make it something huge.
That's why I like these negative comments, not even negative comments. He was actually a good guy. He was like, bro, you're making money from trading. Then why are you sharing? Only share. So his next comment, now I remember, was only share when you actually trade live money with it. I'm like, it's my freaking YouTube. I'm on to share my journey, which is what I started doing a few years ago.
It's a journey. Like, it's so exciting. It builds the hype. You can see from start to finish, like, oh shit, look.
And because of this Quill idea, my Instagram is finally growing after 2 years. It's been like stagnant between 40 to 43K followers for the past 2 or 3 years. And now because of these AI, there is so much interest that people want to learn how to actually make money using AI agents. People are using AI agents to generate a caricature of me using what you know about me. If you're using that for AI, man, just go to a mental hospital, to be honest.
That was a whole 1 month ago. That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, people are still doing it. People are still doing it. But then like these comments and everything, and they're like Flux comments, 400 comments. People are so interested, and that's why this YouTube video is going to be the first video of a series. And this video itself is like, I tried to cut it short. It's 25 minutes. I tried my best, and it's just first
I
episode.
promise you one thing. I feel like, at least this is my experience, right? With when I was trying to like learn more, every single time I try to learn more about something AI related, some AI feature, some GitHub repo that has immense potential, I watch the 25-minute videos with my eyes glued on, with my brain set on focusing on every detail, because I want to learn. So at least this is my perspective, but I think the duration of the video is fine. It can be longer as long as it's informative and gets the viewers the information they need. So I don't think that's a bad thing.
And that's why it's going to be a series, and I have to keep releasing the series, because there are a lot of things that there is like, okay, how did he do this? I show my mission control. A lot of things that took me weeks to build. And if this was me watching the same video 6 weeks ago, I would be like, what the freaking shit is happening right here?
Yeah.
And that's why I explained in the video as well that it looks daunting, but it's not that daunting. So I'm creating a new playlist on my main channel. It's called AIX Trading. And this is going to be the first episode of that. I'm going to be releasing new episodes, at least one episode a week.
No, honestly, I'm excited to watch the video.
But I am developing a workflow so that I can release 2 episodes a week. And that workflow, the B-roll, is going to be handled by AI agents as well. And I'm going to talk about that on my videos as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an insane workflow. I'm working on it. When I got OpenClaw, when I started working on these AI agents, the first 2-3 weeks, I told you as well, I just felt like I'm working so much, but I'm not getting any output.
Yeah.
But now you're finally seeing the output. I'm seeing the end result. Like, it's similar to you getting an employee. For the first 2-3 weeks, you need to stop doing
train.
your work
Yeah.
and teach the employee. And then you can automate a lot of things. The employee is handling your things, and then you can focus on your things.
It's
so
a
that
bit of
is
a mindset shift that we need to have with AI, specifically with OpenClaw. I don't know how many people actually use OpenClaw. Not as many people use OpenClaw as the people that use AI in general. But when you're using an OpenClaw, you have to treat it as like in the way that you're training an employee. And with an employee, you don't expect to like give them a day to like learn the entire intricacy of the job and just be great at it from the get-go. It takes time to train an employee, and the same way it takes time to like train an agent to get the things fine-tuned, to inform them of the workflows of how they need to go about things, how they need to organize things. These things take time. So I think AI is making us very impatient as human beings, is making us very lazy as human beings. But for those that can power through that and still put in that little bit of work that's required, you can set up a workflow for yourself with your agents that can truly change your life.
I'm telling you, like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I actually felt like I'm not going anywhere. I'm spending so much time on AI agents, but now finally my Instagram is growing, YouTube is growing. My AI is giving me good recommendations about what to create online, what is in search, what people are actually searching about. And people are actually searching about how to make money using AI.
Yeah.
This is the very important search online. Very people are searching that, okay, everyone is using AI. But for example, if it's a friend of mine, not you, maybe another friend of mine who doesn't know a lot about AI, he's making money from AI. He's going to search how to make money from AI. And then people say that poly market, I have a bot who trades poly market, who has been stagnant now because I'm working on Flux. I actually talk about that in the YouTube video as well. That's why it's a 25 minutes long video. And then because I was working on the trading agent. Once I'm done with the trading agent, then I'm going to have work on the poly market. And we also have another idea, which we can like, okay, it's an idea at the moment. We can talk about that. The capital business.
It's not an idea. I think we'll do it.
Yeah, we will do it for sure because he's also working on AI bots and AI agents. I'm also working on AI bots and AI agents, but we won't be selling the bots. No, that's not the goal because that's what I feel like it's a very shitty business to get into.
Again, I feel like that business is more short-sighted.
Yeah, it's short-sighted. It's maybe more about capital. So once we are using our own live money, not demo money, and the bots are making us business because of workflow, what I have, the ideal workflow, I talk about that in the YouTube video as well, that AI, I can give it access to my bookmap. I don't know if I have told you this.
No, bookmap has an API.
So it can actually look at the order flow, use the strategies and trade based on that.
Yeah.
At the moment, I think it's still a lot of token consumption, looking at the bookmap every second. Yeah. So eventually it's going to get better. And that's why if you have a business surrounding that, it's going to be a capital and asset management business. That is going to be the next step of Vexa, which we plan to launch in 2027. And if you want to be like AI and if you want to incorporate AI in trading, people are searching how to make money using AI. And if you want to do that with the help of trading, Vexa is going to be the one-stop shop. Yeah. That's our goal because we are so involved in AI. And that's why I would say the Mac Mini, what I bought it for like 2,500 dirhams, it had just taught me a lot about AI because I would say 3 months ago, your knowledge about AI was here, mine was here. But now my knowledge is almost equal to his, maybe even right here because he took like a 2 weeks.
You take a 2-week break in the world of AI and you've been left behind in the dust.
Yeah. But what he's working on Vexa, your Vexa knowledge is like right here. But your OpenClaw knowledge is like right here. Mine is right here.
I don't know much about OpenClaw.
Yeah. So that's the thing. The multi-workflow AI agents, I have a lot more knowledge, but I wanted to get into that. That is another reason for me to get Mac Mini. I was like, I want to learn more about it because you have been working on Vexa and I was like, he's talking about MD files, creating skills or whatever, going here, going there. I'm like, man, he's so ahead of me. And now I feel like I'm at the same level. We can talk the same language now, and it's called the AI language.
Yeah.
And because of both of us who are CEO and CTO of the company, we are so involved in AI. I would say we are easily in the top 1% of the AI people.
I would assume so.
Just being like up to date with what's happening at and not like using AI 1%, top 1%, not like that. Just using AI for your advantage, knowing about AI. My Instagram Reels and YouTube is all about AI now. So I would say we are in the top 1%, and that's why we are working on this because a lot of people want to make money using AI, and Vexa is going to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the umbrella, Vexa, and we will have multiple businesses under that.
One last point I wanted to make with regards to AI. I feel like, when you're using, let's say you're making a AI trading bot, for example, and you were saying that reading the bookmap API and reading the order flow takes a lot of tokens. Yes, it probably does. And let's say you're using Claude, for example, to power your AI mod.
At the moment,
AI
it
model.
has to be Claude.
Yeah.
For trading specifically, I won't trust any other model with my money.
But what I'm trying to say is that the cost of tokens, we have to start thinking of it as commissions. Because again, like if you think about it like you're hiring a trader or you're hiring an employee, or you're running a data center to process the information, the cost of those things would still be significantly more than the cost of your tokens. So we, as like human beings, we have to start considering these token costs as like commissions essentially that you have to pay to get your business running. Because nothing in life is like free, because you're going to be making money from the AI making decisions for you, trading for you, your personal assistant helping you out day-to-day life. It's a totally acceptable cost.
Yeah, so we have been spending so much on AI. A lot of people are like, even with $20 subscription, you can do a lot. But we personally, I have been using Google Gemini. I have paid approximately $2,000 just to AI in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's why I know so much. People are like, we won't spend money on AI, but you would rather spend money on an employee that can only do one specific thing. And then you're getting left behind because that employee is not going to be helpful to you in the next 6 months, or maybe take a lot more money than you would be spending on an AI. So yes, I would say it's a to and fro relationship. It's a two-way relationship because you have to spend money to learn a lot about AI. What we are using, the tokens we are using at the moment, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And we are learning along the way. So I feel like that's why I think my experience and your experience, what we are doing, and especially with Vexa, because we are so involved in AI, it's going to be very difficult to beat us in this genre of trading and AI.
Yeah.
Because the top heads of the company, CEO and CTO, we are so involved in AI.
Yeah.
You can hire people, but at the end of the day, it's going to be employees. So if the top people, those who are managing the company, those who have a direction in the company, because I am working with the AI bots every day. Eventually after Vexa, when we launch what we are launching in the next 1 month, you will also get into the bot thing. And then our goal is that different market conditions, my workflow is going to be that, okay, based on the market conditions, you get the data every day. You look at the research, you journal your mistakes, you journal your successes, you learn from both these mistakes and your good things, your strengths and weaknesses. You have the data of all the best technical and trading psychology books out there in your workspace, and you try to improve your workflow on your own. And this is now at the moment, like he talked about March, April last year.
It's miles different. Like
we are planning about this like this in 2027. The AI agents are going to be 10 times smarter.
I don't know. This is like totally random, but Claude Mythos, Mythos got leaked, I think yesterday or day before, and
a few files got leaked.
Some mind-blowing things in the pipeline. So
I'm very excited now. So earlier when he used to be like, you used to be so excited. I remember 2 or 3 months ago, you used to be like, Claude just released 4.6. And I was like, okay, how does it change your workflow? But now I'm so excited.
Claude the potential is absurd. It's crazy.
Opus 5.
Yeah.
I'm freaking excited. Count me in. It's like GTA 6 for
so
me.
Mythos is apparently an entire, it's like we have Haiku, we have Sonnet, then we have Opus. And Mythos falls under, I forget the actual name. It's another name for it, but it falls under another category that's above Opus. So it's going to be the smartest model, and it's going to be leaps and bounds ahead of Opus already.
I think this conversation, this podcast, we have been talking about AI for 40 minutes. So the title and thumbnail, it has to be AI. And I think it's going to be the case for the next few episodes. We can turn, my YouTube channel is going to be a cinematic video, proper workflow. But we can talk behind the scenes on this podcast. I think it's going to be a good direction because this is a trading podcast and we are incorporating a lot of AI into our trading, including the Vexa.
As it should be. I think most fields globally are incorporating AI through their workflows. So
and I think
it's only
this
fair that we do the same with trading.
And this podcast can be the one-stop stop of trading and podcasts and how to make money using AI.
Yeah.
I think it's a good direction to head this podcast into, off the charts.
Fair. And we have a lot of information to sort of give out there.
So it's almost like the last 10-15 minutes. But let's talk about Dubai. We haven't talked about that a lot. Let's first talk about the good things, the weather. At the moment, there are 2 types of people in Dubai. One type is that they like the weather. The second type is like, hate the weather. He likes the weather.
But there's very stark reason for this, right? Like if you were born and brought up in Dubai and all you got was hot sun throughout the year, and then you get these like couple days of like nice cloudy weather, some showers here and there. It's like you wait for those days. Of course, the last 2 days it was a little more than light showers. We had some heavy storms, a bit of flooding throughout the city, but it's fine. Like you can't control the weather, and sometimes it's a bit stronger than you want to see. But it's fine. It's just 2 days. I think it was fine. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, for me, I used to like this rainy weather, but then I got too much of it back in Australia. In Melbourne, not Australia in general. I would say Gold Coast is good, Brisbane is good, Sydney is better than Melbourne, the weather, but Melbourne is a better city than Sydney any day. You can't argue with me on that. And if you argue, let me know in the comment section below. I'm willing to argue about that. It's like similar to Delhi, Mumbai of India.
Okay.
It's like Sydney,
Fair.
Melbourne.
Understood.
Sydney, Melbourne,
I get
Sydney,
it.
Melbourne. It's the same thing. A best friend of mine, he's in Sydney. He lives in Sydney. So I like Sydney, but the infrastructure, man. The city is so small for the population. Melbourne is like vast. Sydney is also vast, I don't know, but the downtown and everything, I would say the CBD of Melbourne is way better than Sydney CBD. But talking about that, Melbourne weather, it's like raining non-stop. 9 to 10 months of the year, like sometimes it's going to rain for 3 days straight up, like shower, just non-stop showers outside. You can't, like, you get out, you get wet. It's like so gross and gloomy and dark. And that's why I feel like people who moved here from London to Dubai, they moved here for good weather. Like, we want to see the sun. I actually was suffering through sad, seasonal.
For 2 days of rain.
But Melbourne,
in Melbourne, okay.
yeah, for years I was suffering through sad. I was like, you don't see the sun, especially I was trading at night, waking up around like 8, 9 a.m. There's no sun, dark, gloomy.
Which is very fair. It's a very real condition. When I was in Canada also for like a year and a half, it got pretty depressing during they don't have a monsoon per se, but the winter months, like where it's raining almost every day and it's gloomy. It's not fun. It sort of dampens the mood throughout.
Yeah, sometimes I miss it as well, but miss it for a few days. And that's why I got a glimpse of it in Dubai. But also the bad thing and good thing about Dubai is that Dubai, the infrastructure is not,
It's not
they
built
are
for
working. This time it was way better than what happened in April 2024, I think.
Yeah.
Flooding, they had no infrastructure to get the water out, but this time it wasn't that flooded. A
Not
few
too bad.
specific
There
areas.
are some locations that are bad. I think if you go maybe to Sharjah or...
They spent a few $1 billion recently to develop the underground
I didn't know
drainage
this,
system.
but it wasn't that bad, all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered, it was worse than what happened in April 2024, but the condition is still really good. You can drive and whatever. But I would say, so I hate this weather because I got too much of it in Melbourne. It was like no sun. I want to see the suns. Me, my wife, my dog, we all hate this weather. All of us, we hate this weather. But I mean, yes, enjoyed it. I went for a drive. It's in the car. It's okay. But at home, it's just like, I want to see the sun. I want to have some brightness in my life.
Yeah.
Like sun makes
To
you
be
feel
fair,
happy.
my wife's also on the same boat as you because she was studying in the UK
London,
for 3 years and it was just raining all the time. So she does not like the rain either.
Yeah, you just get bored of it. Similar to like my wife, she hates pizzas because she used to work at a pizza shop.
Yeah.
So if you smell pizzas nonstop, I'm a big fan of pizzas. He's a big fan of pizza. But my wife is like, I can't have a pizza because she used to work at a pizza shop.
I wish I was
like,
sick of pizza. Maybe I'd put on a little less weight.
Yesterday you ordered pizza. What happened? So yesterday most of the deliveries in UAE and Dubai specifically, they were shut because of the rain. We ordered few things from Amazon. Everything was shut because of rain, which is good because it was kind of risky on bikes. But yeah, so he ordered something, did not get delivered.
It's a separate issue, but yeah.
Two kinds of people in Dubai. Likes rain, hates rain. And if you moved here from UK or Australia for good weather, US still has good weather. Depends, US is vast.
Phases, but yeah.
Yeah, if you moved here in search of good weather, you hate this weather. If you moved to Dubai, and if you lived in Dubai for the rest of your life and you're like, okay,
I would
it's sunny.
still say one thing. You can't really complain of the rain if it's 2 days of rain. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not. It
Like,
wasn't
suck it
2
up, it
days.
happens.
It was cloudy for a week. I don't mind the rain.
Yeah.
Rain is fine. It was cloudy for a week, I would say. Since the time we moved, like we landed here Monday, it was cloudy for a week, Monday to Friday almost.
But also you should cherish it because typically this last cloud phase, last rain phase in March end is the sign
Followed by
for
insane heat.
It's followed by summer. Heavy, hot
I can sense
summer.
it today. It's getting really
Yes,
bad. Like this
so-
morning, I was sitting in the balcony the past few days. I was completely fine doing my journal in the balcony. I like to sit in the balcony, do my trading journal, do my life journal. This morning, I'm like the sun.
It's hurting. Yeah. So now we prepare for a good 6 months of solid hot weather.
In this podcast, it's the last 5-10 minutes. We haven't talked about trading. We just briefly touched on it.
Oh shit.
The market
Yeah.
dropped and then we
yeah.
started talking about your wedding, then AI and trading. We talked about trading. It's AI and trading.
Yeah.
But what happened in the market last week, as we mentioned, that it sold off, but the panic is not there. Market is selling off, but the price action has changed. If you compare the price action that we got the past 2 days, the market is down 10%. Approximately SPY closed 9.13% from all-time highs. And I think Dow is already in the correction that it rated 10% down. If you compare it with April 2025 price action, there was no panic. It was just grindy price action. But the good thing or the bad thing is that good thing, or it's going to be bad thing, depending on how you take it. The bad thing is that it's only going to keep on getting worse. People are saying a lot of, like, when I posted this reel, the market has changed. There are a few comments which I agree with. The market is going to come back. The momentum is going to come back. The momentum was there. It's a different sort of momentum.
It's a different sort of momentum.
And I think it's because of AI agents.
I don't know whether that's true or not true. But I feel like the momentum, it's changed in the sense that it's a lot slower. Like it's moving lower. You'll find that the opening price action is a lot choppier, a little too volatile and not directional, because we're seeing, again, as usual, we see a lot of moves pre-market.
Talk about Meta. Good example from last week.
But Meta also, yeah. So I think on Thursday and Friday, we sold off on both days. But both days, the real solid moves started happening post the first 30 minutes to an hour. And
on
it was
Thursday,
a bit
it started
slower.
10 a.m.
And it was a good daily breakdown setup. So I think it's better, like, if you see like large pre-market moves, try and stay cash for the first 30 minutes to an hour, and then sort of capitalize when the market finds its direction. Because we always go in these phases, right? Even if you look on an hourly chart, if the market's extended in the pre-market, you would probably see an hour or 2 hours of consolidation before it continues again, which is what we've been seeing Thursday, Friday primarily. But these are general principles that follow through from the end of time, like from the beginning of time in the market. Like you move, consolidate, move, consolidate, move. So the same principle is still there. But I think for options traders, if you're not seeing that like quick move, then you're also not able to hold as well. At least that's something that we both struggle with generally. Not all traders struggle with this as much as maybe we do. But I think prepare yourself for the longer hold times in the market, because the momentum is not rapid anymore.
Yeah, I remember on Thursday, I did not catch Meta at all. Did not even take one trade on Meta. The premiums moved apparently 300% from $4-5 to like $15-20. More than that, I think, towards the end of the day. It's a straight push down, but the first 30 minutes retested S6 multiple times. So you see it on the chart, it's very easy to trade. But with options, that fluctuation of 6, 7, 8 points within the first 30 minutes, granted that it moved $40 towards the downside, $30 or $40.
Yeah.
But seeing Meta move like $6-7, it kills the premiums. It crushes the premiums. Yeah. So now instead of your risk that we are used to being 15-20%, it's like 40-50%. Then your reward is 300%.
Yeah.
So 300-400%, but you have to hold a lot longer. So this market is asking you to change a lot about your trading style. We expected that when the market sells off, the momentum is going to be there. The panic is going to be there. It's not there.
Yeah.
Even yesterday's SPY, bounce up, push down, bounce up, push down. So it's different. And the good thing or the bad thing, as I mentioned, is that my agent would have killed it. Enter at S6, just hold until it makes a new high or something like that. Me personally, I can trade like that, but my emotions, I'm a momentum trader. I want that quick move because of my experience as well the past 7 years.
And honestly, if we had futures on stocks, I think it would be a lot easier to hold also. But with options, you can't account for the Theta crush, the Vega crush, whatever it is.
That's my demo. My bot is only trading shares, and I'm only going to let the bot trade shares.
Shares on stocks and futures on the market.
So yesterday, Tesla, it entered after the first opening range. It was a huge range. The stop loss was above the opening range.
Yeah.
Held the whole day. It went towards high of the day, held the whole day, closed near the low.
Yeah.
So the risk was equal to the reward, but I would have exited. But the bot, in the grand scheme of things, it's trading better than me. And the good thing is that the cycle, I would say this market is just going to keep on getting efficient and efficient. Even the momentum, I would say the confidence and panic on the tape has changed a lot recently. It's not only us. I think everyone is talking about that. The tape has changed a lot recently. And I think it's only going to keep on getting worse or good, depending on how you take it.
And I guess I agree with your point when you said that it could be the AI trading.
Because now, for example, the barrier to entry is so low. Had you asked me like 6 months ago, can you work on an AI agent or AI algo? I'm like, okay, give me 6 months. Now I developed Flux within a weekend on vacation. So Flux, I got the data and everything just before and during the vacation, and backtested, developed the strategy on vacation in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So now the barrier to entry, because of all these smart models and the smarter models that are going to be coming in, is so low that anyone and everyone can develop an AI bot and deploy it.
And the truth is, right, if we as individuals are doing this, I can imagine that the bigger funds are also doing this on a much larger scale. So when you said that the tape has changed, it has changed. And if I think back to looking at maybe Tesla's tape on a breakdown, even though the daily setup is great, even though you can see the volume is sort of spiking, but you keep seeing these like random buyers just show up on the tape every time it breaks low of day, 10 cents lower, 20 cents lower.
It wasn't like Tesla. Tesla used to move 5-10 points.
It's not flowing like it sort of used to. And maybe that is
Tesla on the daily chart sold off nicely. Nvidia on the daily chart sold off nicely.
Meta,
But if you look at
crazy.
the intraday price action, just open the intraday chart of Nvidia Tesla from now to like 6 months ago, similar sort of price action, vast difference.
Yeah.
So when people are commenting on my reels, I also want that market to come back momentum, but that might not happen. It's
Might
changing. You have to keep adapting. That's why I'm incorporating AI. And that's why this podcast is going to be one-stop stop for you guys to learn how we are incorporating AI in trading. I'm pretty sure in the next 2 or 3 months, you guys will notice, you guys will see that the bots are trading live. My bot and your bot, both are bots. Vexa
think-
Capital bots.
If you guys want to see us sort of bring a laptop, bring a device essentially, and sort of break down the workflow with you, I think we can do that. We can get a different sort of setup going where we have a laptop and
Yeah, we have different
sharing the
studios
screen.
here, and they have a table and they have a desk. We can keep our laptop, screen record, and do that stuff.
Because we've been
as
thinking
well.
about this, but if something that you guys would be interested in watching, then I think we can consider doing that.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. And the AI thing, I think it's very exciting. The market, I want to trade. I feel like trading. I want that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
I want it. My AI agent is getting the dopamine hit now.
Yeah.
I want that dopamine hit. I want to trade. I want to make big money. Like, I don't remember the last time holding 5 minutes is going to give you 100% return.
Yeah.
When was that trade the last time?
I can't remember the last time I took a $50,000 position.
Yeah, because I remember, like I talked about that in the unscripted channel as well, that the moves are so slow. You hold for, based on how we trade, it's like 15% winner, 20% winner. So I miss those days when market used to pay 50, 100% in 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's paying 100, 200%, but you have to hold a lot longer. So you have to review. And I think it's Saturday now. Sunday, this video is going live. If you're watching it on Sunday, I think you should use this weekend and the next weekend to study the new price action. Even if you want to trade yourself without the bots, because if you are a shitty trader, your bot is going to be a shitty trader.
That's fine. Oof. Facts.
I talked about that on my YouTube video.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to trade, your bot is going to suck, because
Heavy.
my extreme reversion strategy is based on I told my bot, I gave it all the data. I think we have to end this podcast. I gave it all the data, 5 years of data, develop a strategy for me. Shitty strategies. 15 are in the past 5 years. I'm like, what the hell? So extreme reversion strategy is something I noticed in the past 7 years of my own trading. I'm giving it out, the basic thesis of the strategy, for free in my YouTube video.
Yeah.
SPY, S6 bounce, R6 rejection. We actually made money. I actually made money trading that SPY. And it's like, because of that bot, I personally started trading SPY as well, because I have the back tested data. So I have the confidence that SPY is going to reject maybe. The past 2 days, it's just flushing down. But when SPY was stuck in a range, R6 rejection, S6 buy, R6 rejection, S6 buy. And that was because of my bot. So the market is changing. You have to adapt with it. I don't know if that market is going to come back the way 50, 80, 100% in 2 or 3 minutes. But if you just have to be a good trader yourself to develop a good bot. If you don't know how to trade, you won't be able. You can ask a bot, okay, you have the data, develop a strategy for me. You will lose money. You will blow up your account.
I mean, bottom line is you need a good strategy. I think if you are lacking in the discipline, maybe your bot can take care of that, because it's not actually you trading. But the bare minimum is that you have a working strategy that's back tested and that's.
You have to be trader
sound.
yourself in order to automate things.
Yeah, you need to know what you're doing.
If the bots can trade on its own, then we don't have a market anymore, which is a good thing. So now, even though bots are trading over the market, AI is taking over the market, but it's still human kind of strategies in place.
Yeah.
That's why it's working. Otherwise, if the bots are all trading, it's going to be like this.
HFT.
It's just going to be like, it's just going to be like this.
Yeah.
So we are seeing some trends. The way the trends are setting up has changed. That is because of bots, but we are seeing trends because at the end of the day, the bots are developed by humans and humans have a strategy in place. So on that note, I think we should end the webinar, the podcast.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, we will see you next weekend.
It's going to be the first, I would say, brand new episode of a series of AI trading episodes. So
Love
watch that video on the main channel coming out 1st of April. If it's a joke or not, you never know. You have to wait for it. See ya.